And let's go right to one of the Republicans asking for that criminal investigation. Joining me now, New York Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Congresswoman, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good evening.
So what is your hope with 10 of your colleagues? What are you trying to get from this letter to the Attorney General, the FBI Director, and not Rod Rosenstein?
Well, I mean, that's another issue. But what we're trying to do on this letter is talk about fair enforcement, not selective enforcement and selective prosecution, which it appears from the evidence that we have now that's been happening. And you cited a little bit at the top of the show, talking about the fact that, Comey actually said that he was, when he was deciding on whether or not to prosecute Hillary Clinton, remember the statements, he came out famously and then backed down from it. Well, it turns out that none of his sequence and the timeline makes sense, that actually now with the information we found, that he actually had made the decision to not pursue and prosecute Hillary Clinton. And that was before he interviewed the 17 witnesses and Hillary Clinton herself. That was an earlier interview. She didn't actually get interviewed until July, and then it was in September when he told my colleague, Congressman Ratcliffe, that he didn't just make that decision until after she was interviewed, which we now find out is false. I think we need to look into this timeline.
And he called into question one's competence for not making an early decision on whether or not to recommend charges for Secretary Clinton. But yeah, he really did contradict himself there. He also, I think, has some problems with the political aspects of some of his statements and those of his former colleagues. But is the goal to right the ship at the FBI and the DOJ from this point forward, or is it to prosecute and punish those who have committed what you and your colleagues see as criminal acts?
Well, I don't think you can just say, oh, it's too late to prosecute or fine. When someone has committed a wrongful act, and I'm an attorney, that person, if the statute of limitation hasn't expired, it's time to prosecute these people. And it's not a political act. It's like, we need to have the FBI become a legitimate institution that it once was. It's a very important law enforcement tool. We need to have the FBI reliable and trustworthy to the American people, and they need to know that we're not going to have selective prosecution, that we're actually going to treat all Americans equally. And I'm sure this is just going to be the beginning, the tip of the iceberg of many more things that we're going to discover that our FBI may have been up to under this terrible presence of James Comey, which we're finding out now. Here's a guy who probably never should have released a single thing, and he's out marketing a book. He's trying to cash in on really important confidential issues and things that happen in our government. And I think that's wrong. I think that he shouldn't be, we should be exposing this.
I think it's very interesting that, there's the belief that I believe Hillary Clinton and James Comey share, which is, once you're done, it's time to have fun. And that means that once you're out of office, once you're no longer in power, then it's okay to go ahead and cash in on everything and try and build yourself up while at the same time squashing rumors. But it seems as though he has created some problems for himself and for the department. Yeah. And because of him and some of the statements that he's made that have contradicted each other, we could see long-term changes at the FBI in particular. What I want to know is with Rod Rosenstein, because you did not address this letter to the Deputy Attorney General, who is, of course, overseeing the investigation, as Jeff Sessions has recused himself. You've asked for Rod Rosenstein's recusal. How would that work?
This is actually what we've asked for. I previously joined in a letter with Congressman Lee Zeldin and others for a second special counsel. That's to look at what's actually going on and to get to the heart of what this information is. But let me just get back to Comey for a second. And you're saying going back, and should we just let water over the bridge? It's over now. I don't think we should let these people just get out of Dodge. I think we have to be a law and order country. Just because somebody committed something and now they're not in political office, they shouldn't be going out and gaining from it financially and trying to sell a book.
Well, I don't have a problem with people's capitalistic pursuits. I celebrate that. I hope everyone's rich in this country. But what I want to know from you is...
That's not the point, though. They're making money off of
I understand
the confidences of this country.
They have lied. They have potentially committed crimes. So would you be satisfied seeing James Comey, Andrew McCabe, and Hillary Clinton in jail?
I think they should be prosecuted. I think a jury of their peers or somebody should make that determination. But these things should be looked into. That's why we're calling for it in this letter. I think obviously Rod Rosenstein needs to be looked at with what he's done and what he covered up possibly, or what's been going on in the past. I think all of this has put into question one of the most important and revered institutions in our government, and we need to be able to rely on this as American citizens, and that's why we're putting these things forward. We have to support law and order. Our government needs to be trustworthy again, and we need to make sure we're not just selectively deciding based on politics who we're going to prosecute, who we're going to go after, and then when the next administration comes in, and if they're another party, we're only going to look there. I think we have to look at all of this, whether you're Republican or Democrat.
And perhaps the FBI has too much power, and anytime we see too much power is so easily abused. Congresswoman, thank you so much for your time.